Hello everyone, my name is Slumperd and welcome back to Symmetria, season 7, but episode, I think 17, fairly sure. And in today's episode, oh yeah, you can see I have done a bit of work here, but on today's episode, at the very least, I want to get this thing. I want to make that pillar. And what I'm thinking actually that I'm going to do it in a similar style as this and that I'm just going to make, well, I'm going to do that, and I actually think I also want to have the floor here, at least mostly done. In between episodes I went and bought some materials. I got some glass if we might want to do like something like a fog effect somewhere. The thing I was thinking about is I want to have this be a fireplace, but the way it's set up now, like with the magma and the red nether brick and the crimson wood and some of the other materials, I like even the nether wart blocks here. It's kind of being set up to be very much of a nether area, and I kind of want to prevent that. So what I'm thinking is, like with the black and the gray, maybe we can make it kind of look like ash, as it were, and that way we can kind of make it more fire, less nether, I hope. But that will kind of requires some experimenting, and I think a good first experiment can be this platform here, because the way it is now, it is just annoying to climb up to. I also want to connect this thing to that platform. Yeah, but as it is now, it's just annoying and ugly and floating there. So we're gonna start with that. So it is the next day after I've built the staircase, and as you can see, after the time lapse I did try and add a little bit in terms of lighting, and also here to kind of have a walk upstairs. And honestly, I'm not very happy with it. I think it is, it's fine. I do like some parts of it, like the what's it called, entrails that kind of like slope down with the path, and I do like the blackstone, that's what it's called. It kind of like crawls up from underneath. So I do kind of like it. I also kind of like the style in which it is, but I mainly just think it's much too bulky, as it were. And then on top it is too thin, as it were. So there's like this flat pancake on top of like a cardboard box is what it feels like for me now. So I do have some ideas on how to change it, though that will unfortunately require removing all of it again. So I'm gonna wait with that for a bit until we've done a bit more on the area and kind of see how it fits together with the rest of the area. And as I said, like it's fine for now, but yeah, I'm probably still gonna change this in something similar, but a lot less bulky. For now, we're just gonna kind of ignore this, see if we can do something else. I have kind of acted like this part of my base or this village has been done, but well, as you can see by these two it wasn't, and I also had some ideas for how to handle this thing. And there's also where are they? These couple of guys that also still need modeling, I guess. But Yeah, so I actually also still have some work to do over here, which is fine, but I was thinking that similar as what I was talking about last episode, is that I wanted to do put like fake houses into the walls to make it look like a bit more lived in. And I also, when I was building this thing, I stored everything that I had stored. Well, stored about half of it, the rest despawned because I just mowed down all the chests and hoped to do it in time. But so yeah, I stored all this there. It's like with all the stone and nonsense. So what I was thinking is that maybe everything that is now upstairs. Oh, I almost punched that thing. But everything that's now upstairs we can move into similar houses as there, and then we can turn this whole thing above into a build that fits a bit more with the village. So then this will all be moved downwards, and we'll find something else to build here that is a bit more like just decorative instead of usable. A quick return to this place, as I'm trying to keep it keep giving it updates every once in a while. The second ring is done now, and I keep running out of granite, and then I mine a shulker box or two, and then I immediately I go to granite way too quickly. And yeah, but the second ring is done now. I'm not sure if I now want to do maybe something else with the inner ring. So maybe that's gonna take a little bit, but I think maybe it's what I can do as well, because if I think about it is like finish further over here, because as you can see I don't think I've made any progress since last time I showed you this place. So yeah, that's another step, and also we go. I really need to fix this this needs to be a bit more smooth, as it were, a bit less, how do you say it, rigid. I think that's the right word. Okay. So yeah, that's a quick update on here. The fire island is even less progress. I do know how I want to go about that, but that is gonna take a bit of time to do. I'm gonna do it much more from like downwards up, as opposed to what I did there in building it first and then trying to build the underside, because building the underside is kind of annoying now. And I was trying to kind of give you this view while I was talking, but as it turns out I'm now done talking, but finally there's the view. In between episodes I went to Spoopy Town, and one of the things I found there were a couple of mazes, actually multiple of them. And going through those, that made me think of that it could be fun in these mazes, and it will also slightly solve, or at least better my granite situation, is that they had a couple of rooms, as it were, in them. So you have all these hallways and things, but like if we remove like a couple of blocks there and there, we kind of create this room there in the middle. And I think that could also work, as I'm still planning. Oh, well, close up again, I guess. So let's say, for example, we delete this, then we have like a kind of smaller room here. And as I was also thinking of like using this as like a game, and having people like search through the maze and find different things. I think those rooms could be kind of work as a in-between reward before you get to the middle, where like a bigger reward would be waiting for you. So I think that's how I'm gonna go about it. So I'll remove a couple of blocks here and there to see if we can create some rooms. I don't want to make them too many. But it will still be a couple, and then like this is the amount of granite I have right now. So hopefully we'll have a little bit more, probably not enough to finish anything, but it will make it a little bit easier. So I have made a couple of rooms. Some of them, like this one, are a bit smaller than others. And I also honestly didn't make a lot of them. I do want to keep it, like here's another one. At least a little bit special to find those. So it's about, I think I've made 5 or 6 of them in the second row, and then none of them in the last one. And then in here I think I might make 1 or 2 of them once we get there. But I think I'll do it the same way as I did it here, in that I will build it up first, and then I will look for where are some good rooms to put them. And once we have those, like once I see some good spots, we'll make those rooms. But yeah, that's done. And though I'm still gonna work over here for now, I think for the video we're gonna return to my base. As I did say, I still wanted to do some work on the floor there, which now that I look about it, actually I at least want to also change that at some point, at some point. And the third thing I think we need to do for this floor is rip open one more layer so that like everything will be on the level as where the sea lanterns are right now. And with that, it's time to actually start with the floor itself. And it kind of already made in a creative world, but it was more of a template and see what kind of which colors and blocks work together and which didn't. Over that it was a real, how do you call it? Like I'm not gonna build anything block for block. So yeah, but what I was saying, we're gonna build this, and then I'm gonna see what works, what doesn't, and I have a vague idea of how I want things to look in the end. So in the creative version that I built, it was very messy and very busy, and because I built in a much smaller scale than I'm doing here, I think that worked better. But what I'm thinking is that for here, that what I maybe want to do is maybe, instead of like having all the different blocks kind of collide with each other, have them instead have kind of like areas where there is types of blocks, and then have those like kind of connect and intermingle with all of them. I think on this bigger scale that could look better. So I'm gonna try and make that, and then we'll see if that works, if it doesn't, and if I want to change it after that. So this is what I have got so far. I am not displeased with it. It's not also... I think it does end up being a little bit too uniform. In the middle of the areas, like the middle or the transition areas are fine. But I think I'm gonna need to find like a way to make like a bit smaller spots. Maybe we could even use like the lanterns as like middle blocks for that, and from there on out like kind of spread it a little bit. But what I think I'm gonna do is compare this to how my build looks in the creative world, and then like out of those comparison make a plan further. But yeah, that's something for in between episodes. So I gonna leave it here for this one. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, all that stuff. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.